I feel bad that I'm like not as gung ho as everybody else is on Mac because I was like, look, he's got it. He's gonna get hit a couple more times. He's got to throw a pick at some point in these proceedings. I just don't see how he's gonna give us, you know, 12 or 14 more points. But
What I'm actually surprised that throw that you're talking about, which is the throw to Juwan Jennings, which they picked it off on the one. I'm actually surprised the announcers did not get on Mac for that throw because that is exactly the coverage that you want. Juwan Jennings, big receiver, tall receiver against a smaller DB. Mac threw that ball in the only place the DB was going to catch it. Like JJ had all of the advantages on that play. You need to throw that thing up for grabs so that JJ could use his physicality, get up there and score. And that seemed to be like an easy throw for Mac. And I was joking with my kids on as we were texting back and forth about the game. I was like, now I understand why the New England fans were so frustrated with him. Like that was New England Mac. There were that throw, it frustrated me, but they were already down 11. They were going to have like this miraculous comeback anyways. The ones that bothered me the most were the third down throws, third and long, and he's throwing 5-yard outs. And I was like, well, what does that do? Like, you don't have any receivers outside of Christian who can actually run after the catch. Like every throw that you make that is down the field, you have the reality is that more than likely they're going to catch it and get tackled. That's just the playmakers that they have right now until Pretty Ricky comes back. But it was the 3rd and 8, and then we're throwing it 5 yards and hoping that somebody makes a play, throwing in front of the sticks. Even the last play of the game, it's like 4th and 13, and he throws it for 8 yards. And I was like, why do we even have a route that guy goes 8 yards? Unless they were trying to set up a hook and ladder or something that I didn't see. But like that was what was bothering me too. And I get it. He's a statue. He's been getting hit. He's also hurt. I'm going to give him that. That is what we understand. But the getting rid of the ball so quickly when his whole game is sitting there and waiting for plays to develop. That's the thing that frustrated me the most. And I was like, well, that's New England Mac. Like that's why he's available to us as a backup. And this is no shade because I think I saw the stat that he was leading the league in passing yardage per game, the whole league. Some of that is because the Niners had been struggling to run the ball so much. But we haven't had that version of Mac where he's just ripping it down the field in a little bit. But I just was like it seems like the media loves the Mac story. Like they're in love with this Mac and Shanahan story. And I'm like, yeah. But can we like say the things that he is not doing well in this game? Like, what is this like? We cannot criticize this guy for just taking sacks and running into his own offensive lineman to fall down and take another sack. I think he got leg whipped by his own guy on one of those sacks. And so I'm not anti-Mac in any way, but I know it's a good story. We can be critical of the guy. Like there's very clear things that Brock Purdy does way better than Mac and probably would have helped out a little bit today. So I don't know. I just think the Mac love is very interesting to me from a national media level.
well, it is, I have been want to say this week on social media, and again, I don't have anything against Mac Jones really, but you know, wins we learned this during the Jimmy G era is wins aren't a quarterback sack. But you know what is? Sacks. Sacks
Yeah.
is a quarterback stat. And Mac does not do very well getting, not taking them. Look, it's just the facts is that we're never going to see, and never is a long time. I understand that as I'm saying it, we're never going to see another 9-figure quarterback with Max profile. They aren't making them. You could look at high school and college. You don't have statues playing quarterback anymore. You have to have some level of mobility to be able to play that position. And he is just not mobile enough to do that in a to be given the keys to somebody's franchise. What I do believe is what he is now is as a number two, he can make a lot of money doing this because if he is your backup, he does a lot of good things. He makes a lot of great throws. You
Mhm.
just have to understand that there are going to be some things that come with it. He's going to make you 5 or 6, excellent throws, but he's going to put the ball in harm's way 2 or 3 times as well, and he's probably going to take 2 or 3 sacks. A quarterback who had just average mobility wouldn't take. But you have to but all of that considered, he's still a very good backup quarterback. If
Mhm.
you've got him, he's you know, that you're very you're solid at that spot with him
Yep.
there.